This morning we leave you with something a little different. Dr. Nick rejoins us with a great reflection.
Thank you, Whitney. This past Wednesday marks the one-year anniversary of my father's death. It also marks the beginning of a spiritual season for many of us here in Baton Rouge. It's referred to as Ash Wednesday, when many of us, older Catholics, are reminded that from dust we come and to dust we shall return. The season of Lent began on this first anniversary of my father's death, a 40-day season intended to call us into a time of self-denial, moderation, fasting, and the forsaking of unhealthy habits and sin. But it's also a season when we extend ourselves to those who are less fortunate. Think of the nearly 20% of those in Louisiana alone who live in the clutches of poverty, the marginalized, the lonely, the prisoners of despair, those alienated from loved ones. This is a double-edged season. It's a time when we go into the desert and live without what we thought we couldn't live without, while at the same time doing what we can for those who in fact are living their very lives without. While it may appear to be a Christian season, what could be greater than for each of us, whether we profess a belief system or not, to go into the desert for a while? What could be more valuable than, while in that desert, offering to those who live in it 24/7 some of the water that we so nonchalantly take for granted? How valuable for each of us is this season that asks us whether we can live without and still be at peace, whether we can take what we've given up and give it forward to someone who may barely exist. What can you and I live without the next 40 days and still be at peace? What can we give forward during the season of self-denial to those who are without any form of peace? What can we do without? And in doing so, what can we do with the extra time, the extra money, the extra energy? We think we can't do without drama, drugs, gossip, deception, or dwelling in past hurts. We think we somehow are wealthier for having so much chaos, when in fact, it shows our spiritual poverty. For indeed, the truth is that the wealthiest are those who need the least, and the poorest are those who have so much yet still want more. As an addictive society always needing the fix, Lent is a perfect time when we live without the fix and trust that there's something greater beyond. It is the time when we extend ourselves, and not by giving a fix, but by bringing forth another's worth into our world. It's a season when we gather together as a people of decency, whether in 12-step groups or small neighborhoods. We help each other to see what eye has not seen and what ear has not heard, that there is a higher power than what we think we possess, and that higher power is love. I know this because a year ago I lost my father, and I thought I could never live without him. But I am living very well, and I do it not because, in my humble opinion, he came from and returned to dust. I do it because I believe he came from and he returned to love. And while I may be without him, nothing can separate me from that love.